Shalom Yasharallah. First and foremost, we want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rachakbarash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well and who taught us his truth, and salutations to all the Akim pushing this word in truth and in sincerity with charity. For the brothers from the Great Millstone camp here in Chicago, and Lord willing, it's edifying lesson. All right, in the news today, Biden bans Russian oil and gas imports to U.S., targeting main artery of Russia's economy. So this is going to take a great effect here in America. Hyperinflation is on the way. The price of oil is said to go up to $300 a barrel. Which most Americans are having trouble paying what it is now. It's going to easily climb double that, man. It'll definitely reach $10 or so, in hyperinflation. And, there's nothing America could do about it, man. All right, especially so-called blacks, Hispanics, Native American Indians, which are the children of Israel. You seek, after a nation that doesn't regard you, doesn't care about you, that's actually destroying you. You don't consider Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. And you don't consider hearing the words of the Lord,
Okay.
Go ahead.
Kind of the book of Jeremiah, chapter 25, verse 10. It says, Moreover, I will take from them the voice of mirth and the voice of gladness, the voice of the bridegroom and the voice of the bride, the sound of the millstones and the light of the candle. All right, so the Lord's gonna do away with the joy of this place, man, because he's gonna start, making people real uncomfortable real soon when, gas prices are so high that everything else goes up, man. And people are gonna start, to panic buy. There's gonna be shortages of food again, and people are gonna start seeing, things more seriously, right? And that gladness and that joy is gonna go away. All right. It says, all right, sit on that.
This is 2nd Ezra 16. And I'm going to start at 18. It says, the beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars, and the powers shall stand in fear. This is the beginning of evils. What shall I do when these evils shall come? Because this is what that's going to bring. And even in that article, Biden even said it. They said, hey, look, we know this is going to cause some trouble here, but hey, in other words, that's a risk we're willing to take. So even Biden is saying that something is going to come out of this. And this is the beginning of those sorrows, like it says right here. Evils, tribulations, all that, man. These are the times that we're in. Nothing is gonna go back to normal, how a lot of people think or they're hoping for. This is gonna start a lot. This is really gonna speed up what was already happening, man.
That's right. It says in Matthew 24. It says that there should be uproars of the people. All right, this is the economy going down, and people needing necessities. That's gonna cause uproars. All right, and that's gonna increase at a major scale never seen before. All right, let's see where that at.
Right, the cost of gas and oil and all that, goes up. It's not just gonna be that; it's gonna be the things that those things help.
Well, yeah, no, crude oil, if I may say, crude oil, they could make gasoline and heating oil from, you see? So the gas that heats up your house, that turns on your stove, unless it's electric, that price of that is going to go up, man, drastically,
Cost of goods and all that, because of the gas that they're going to have, the truckers are going to have to pay for companies and all that.
And even medications to add that, because they use the oil, that's why all these people get, cancer, but that's a whole different topic. But that's also going to go up. you know
Yeah.
this place is tanky, man. It's going down, and there's no saving it.
This is gonna be a big move, man.
Yeah, this is second Ezra chapter 15 verse 14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. For there shall be sedition among men. The people are going to revolt against the government, are going to complain, of how it is here, high prices, high living situations, hyperinflation. For there shall be sedition among men, invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. All right, so they're not going to care about, who's in charge, or the police or the government or whatnot. All right, this shit is going down, man. There's not going to be no 911. There's not going to be no help for these people. They're going to go through hell.
Mm-hmm.
All right, there's going to be a time like no others. Jacob's trouble upon him. Verse 17, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. And they're already programming the masses here in America to follow suit, with these, contagion movies and shit, quarantine and closing off states and, neighborhoods or whatnot. It's shit's getting real, man. All right. For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid, because these niggas are going to have no hope out here. They don't know and understand Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, you see. Verse 19, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. So, the supermarkets are going to be empty. The people that next door, your neighbors, that know what you have, that you always invite, who you believe and think they're your friend, they're going to turn on you, man. They're going to kill you and take your woman and your goods and go from house to house doing that, pillaging.
Mm-hmm.
It's written, because there's not going to be no trucks delivering food to these cities. All right, things are going to be blocked off, man. All right.
It would recently with more and more stores, ever since the CV19 started, you started seeing more and more. Okay, there's a limit on this. Take 2 per person. Or 2 per family. There's a limit on this. There's a limit on that.
Oh,
so
right.
if that's already here, this is gonna make it even worse.
Right.
It's not. They're not even. It's gonna get to the point where they're gonna say there's a limit. They're just gonna flat out say, oh, we don't carry that item anymore. Or we don't have that item available anymore. But what was I doing that? I had one.
Yeah, go ahead.
This is Matthew 24:12. It says, and because of iniquity shall abound, and because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. So the love of many in those days is going to be, like the verse said, it's going to be cold. Your neighbor that you were once cool with, you invited to the cookouts all the time, he's going to be the main one, after you. Why? Because he knows what you had in your house and so on and so forth, and he might be lacking. In these times, these people are going to show their true colors, man. All these things are like little chess moves, man. This thing just creates a whole chain reaction.
Right.
So Yahushua said, the beginning of evils, man.
Right.
This tribulation, all that. This is the beginning of it. There's gonna be more events that are gonna cause crazier catastrophe. But this is the times that we're living in, man.
Kind of. Right. The bird says it's gonna be a snowball effect, man, and things are gonna come quicker and quicker. Right. The scripture says, the Most High is gonna shorten the days, man, for the elect's sake. But this is the book of Jeremiah 30, chapter 30, verse 5. For thus said the Lord, We have heard a voice of trembling, of fear, and not of peace. Ask ye now, and see whether a man do travail with child. Wherefore do I see every man with his hands on his loins, as a woman in travail, and all faces are turned into paleness. So that's the time we're coming, man. Trembling, man. No peace. All right. It says, verse 7, at last, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he should be saved out of it. So the nation of Israel, which is Jacob, they're gonna go through some troubled times, man. Things are gonna go so bad. It's gonna be a day like no, like no other, man. But as it said at the end, man, but he should be saved out of it, right? Which what, man? That's the elect, those that trust in Yahweh Shemi Shai and make themselves, make the Lord their habitation. Because the Lord, He's gonna come and bring judgment upon this place. It's prophecy. The things that are written here, man. What also Scripture says are all the scourges are for amendment. This place is wicked, man. Their sins have reached unto heaven, man. So it has to be judged.
Khan, the one you quoted, 2nd Ezra 16:19, behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for amendment.
That's right.
But for all these things they shall not turn from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of the scourges. No, they're stiff-necked, man. All right? Why should you be stricken anymore? You will revolt more and more.
Right. Even with this, people are still going to be proud. That's why the Lord is going to save you for the missiles,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like it says in Amos, you escape the lion, the bear's going to reach you, escape the bear, the snake. Something's going to get you eventually, because you've gone. You're far too gone, man. This is the only remedy.
And with that, we hope this lesson was edifying. Again, we want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'Hashem, Rachak Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well and who taught us this truth, and salutations to all the Akim, pushing this word in truth and in sincerity with charity. Shalom.
Shalom.
Wa abad babal.